to go over how to make your content look pleasing to the eye, professional, and keep your readers engaged. Here's what the home page of ActiveRain looks like. You're all familiar with this. There's a couple of different ways that you can go ahead and write a blog post. If you go to blogs right here, it'll take you to the most recent written post on ActiveRain. And you'll see this button right here, write a blog post. If you click it, it takes you to your blank palette. Another way is to go to My Home, go to your AR blog, My AR blog, which will show you your blog roles with your most recent at the top, and then the rest of them you'll need to expand by clicking on these buttons, are listed below. But this button right here, New Blog Entry, if you click it, again it takes you to your blank palette. But probably the way that 99% of the people start a blog post is right here. Write a blog post. Bam. Once you're here, what do? The first thing that you're going to do is enter your title. And what I've done is I've taken all of the content and got it in here so you don't have to watch me type. But what is my blog post about? As you'll learn in boot camp and whatnot, it's all about hyperlocal, getting very narrow with your geographical location or the amenities of the home or the price ranges. This is about short sale properties in Wallingford, Seattle. So that's what my blog post is going to be about. This will be a consumer-based post. I'm going to try and get ranked on Google for people looking for short sale properties in Wallingford and Seattle. When writing a lighthearted post or one to your peers, using a catchy title will get you clicks and views. Those tend to get more action. You know, oh, I had the worst day, or she said what to me, or I hate sales calls. That was one of our biggest clicked on posts last week. Everyone gets them. Most people hate them. So what did a member have to say about them? It was pretty interesting. But catchy titles, fun titles, those get opened. But when it's geared towards consumers, you'll want to make it more specific, more of a long tail keyword, like short sale properties in Wallingford, Seattle. We have boot camp starting again this month. You guys are very lucky. It's a 3 or 4 course boot camp where Bob Stewart, our community evangelist, takes you through and breaks down SEO and blogging to get you on the front page of Google. So I'll show you that at the end because I want you all to sign up for that. So before you play with anything in here, you want to get your content in here, right? You want to say what it is you want to talk about. Google likes between 300 and 500 words. We actually have a word counter down here. You'll see this one's 575. It's not bad to go over, but that's where you want to stay. You don't have to write a novel. A blog post could be as simple as 300 words, but if you do it right and you put the right information and have the right layout, you're going to score 5 stars. So, white space is good. If you have big chunky paragraphs, your readers will not stay engaged. You have to create that white space. Nobody's going to come to a blog and stay engaged and read the whole thing if it's 1 paragraph or even 2 paragraphs. So what you want to do is you want to create white space. If you hit the return button, it brings your content down 1.5 spaces. If you want it right under that title, hit Shift Return. That'll bring it right under. If I hit Return, the white space. So Shift Return will bring your verbiage right underneath your title. What you see is what you get. That's what WYSIWYG stands for. Meaning, what you put in this box, what you see, is what you get, what your readers will see as well. So you're going to put some basic formatting in here with the return key and put some headers. We have just updated our icon list. Very, very exciting. We did not have different fonts, colors, and the embed video or the autosave feature. This is all new, and it's been working wonderfully. So no more having to download ScribeFire or other applications in order to get those different colors and fonts. We have them all here for you. So this first button, if you do something that you're like, ooh, whoops, didn't mean to do that, it's the undo button. Very easy. This would be the redo. Styles is next. You want to put an H1 or H2 header tag in there? Do you know what an H1 or H2 header tag is? If you don't, Bootcamp will cover that. It's important for your blogs, and you need to do it. So if I wanted to make this my H1, I just go to Styles and hit H1. There's my H1 header tag. Okay? Paragraph format, heading ones, different sizes, different fonts, italicized and address. You know this stuff. Bold is next. Bold is good to highlight your paragraph headings. Whoops. Oh, didn't want to do that, so I'll hit undo. Come back and highlight. I'm going to bold that bad boy. Bold this title. Just highlighting and hit bold. If I didn't want to do that, I could hit undo. Oh, no, I wanted it. Redo. Those are those two buttons right there. Italicize, very easy. Here I have a quote. I might want to italicize that in order for it to stand out a little better. Underline, if I really want to hit home with something I put in here, I can do that. Like, you can find a great deal in this amazing Seattle neighborhood. Bam, underline. Yeah, you can. By using me as your agent, right? That's what we're doing. Strike through. Strike through is used when you want to keep the information in your blog post, keep the integrity of it. Maybe the short sale properties in Wallingford, you have some information in here about, you know, the area. About 75% of the homes are considered Green Lake. Will come with the basement. Let's say in a year, a new report comes out that only 50% of the homes have a basement. You could go ahead and strike through this sentence and then write maybe update 50% of the homes have a basement. It just keeps the integrity of your post. So you're not changing it without anyone's knowledge. But strike through can use if you're also being funny. Maybe you want to say something and you want to use a word and you strike through it but then use the right word. A lot of people do that to show their humor and their personality. A lot of cool ways to use strike through. The next one, color. We don't want you to get too crazy with color. You highlight whatever you want, come up to the color, and you have the basic rainbow colors to choose from. Purple, bam, Wallingford's purple. If I didn't want that, undo. Right? Very, very easy. If I wanted to make this bigger, I could go to my font size. The largest we'll give you is 24 pixels. Let's say I want to make that 18. Bam. Let's say I wanted to make this red. You don't want to get too crazy with your fonts or your colors. There are reasons why editorial pages aren't, you know, in rainbows and whatnot. You want to keep some sort of professionalism. But if that's your stick, if you're, you know, everything is you're the purple lady in Massachusetts, or, you know, if that's your purple cow, if you guys have read that book, then use it. Just keep it consistent. Make sure it goes with your other branding, your Facebook page, your business cards. If you're using a specific kind of layout, you can use that in your blogs too. People appreciate the consistency. They'll notice it right away, and they'll identify with you, the purple lady from Massachusetts, or whatever it may be. Next, we have our 4 align buttons. Align left, which everything will always be aligned left. Center, right, and full. This last align button will come in handy when we upload an image in just a moment. And I'll show you how the align full. But let's say we wanted to bring this all the way to the right. You just highlight it and bring it to the right. Most people don't really do that. We read left to right, but it's up to you. Next we have the indent and outdent. Let's say I wanted to bring this quote and indent it so that it kind of stands out a little bit more. See how my post is coming into form? Just by italicizing and indenting that quote, it sets it apart from the rest of my article, my blog post. And it shows professionalism. It shows the readers that something cool is coming up. And then we have the numbered list. I'm sorry, the bulleted list and the numbered list. Let's say that you wanted to make a list about buying a short sale property in Wallingford, what you need to get pre-qualified. I'm going to do shift return to bring my verbiage right below it. You need to find a great agent on ActiveRain, of course, because that's where all the great agents are. And you need to start looking at houses. A very undetailed list, but that's okay. So all you'll do is highlight this. Bam, you've got your bullets. Let's say you don't want it bulleted, you want it numbered. 1, 2, 3, there you go. If I wanted to have number 4, I'd hit return. Oops, no, I don't want that. I want to start another paragraph. You just hit return again. Very basic stuff. The next 2 buttons are the InsertEdit Link and the Unlink. The whole idea of your blog post is to capture the leads. So to capture consumers, once they get on your blog post, where do we want to send them? We want to send them to your website. We want to direct that traffic to your site. So this post is about short sale properties in Wallingford. Hopefully you have a good IDX that produces unique URLs for specific searches. So here's my site, and I want to enter Wallingford, Seattle, all property types, search. So see how it says servingyourteam.com up here, that URL. If you have a good IDX, anytime you do a search, that URL should change. And it did. This is a unique URL that would take any of my readers to available inventory in the Wallingford area. So what I do is I copy this, and I'll come back to my blog post. And I've written this. Click here if you want to find the currently available short sale properties in Wallingford. Most people make the mistake of making click here the anchor text. Anchor text is what your readers will click on to be taken to the other site. But Google knows and will help your SEO if your anchor text is actually part of your keywords. And my keywords in this instance is short sale properties in Wallingford, Seattle. So I'm going to make that my anchor text. So I highlight that verbiage, and I'll come up to my InsertEdit Link. And all I do is paste that URL in that spot right there. My target. Do I want to open it in a new window or open it in the same window? If you prefer that after they check out the link, they come back to your blog post, then you open it in a new window. If you want them to stay on the site that you've shown them, you're going to open it in the same window. I want them to stay on my site. I want them to look at properties on my site. My blog post has done its job at this point. So I'm going to have it open in the same window. And then I'm going to title it Short Sale Properties and hit Insert. There's my hyperlink. That's much better than having something like click here to see homes and just pasting that in there. See how ugly that looks? By making it a link here, it shows professionalism. It helps your SEO with your anchor text, and your readers will appreciate it. Wally Hood. This is a community blog that I know about because I'm an expert in this area, just like you do about your area. This is a very good link to have in my blog. It's showing Google that, again, I'm linking to sites that are relevant to my blog post keyword. So I'm going to put this in my blog. You can find the best news and events in and around Wallingford on the Wally Hood Neighborhood blog. Highlight that verbiage, come into my InsertEdit Link, paste. Now, do I want them to come back to my blog post? Absolutely. I don't want them to stay on that Wally Hood blog. I want them to come back to my blog post. So I'm going to open it in a new window. And we're just going to Wally Hood blog. Insert. So that's the difference between new window, same window. Super easy. The next thing we're going to do is insert edit an image. It's good to have 1, 2, 3 images in your blog post. Readers enjoy it, Google likes it, so let's put an image in. One of the most basic ways to insert an image is to create some white space. Wherever your cursor is where the image will appear. So I'm just going to come up to this tree icon. I need to get my image URL. So this little button right here will allow me to browse my own desktop. I've already have the images loaded on my computer. So browse, choose file. I know that it's on my desktop. Whoops. Desktop. And I know that it's the Wally House 2. Upload photo. It'll give me a preview. Yep, that's the one I want. The image description will be what search engines identify the picture of being. This does help with your keywords. So this is a short sale property in Wallingford. The title is what someone sees when they hover their cursor over the image. What your readers will see. So it's a Wallingford Craftsman. And let's just hit insert. Okay, whoa. That's a little too big. I wish I could have a border on there. I want it centered. Eeks. Do not fret. Highlight your image. Come back up to your tree icon. Don't touch anything in this general tab. Come now to the appearance tab. The dimensions 435 by 328. It's a little big. I'm going to set it to 300. As long as I click anywhere else, the second box will auto-populate in order that so your image doesn't get stretched or look ugly. It'll automatically let you know what that second pixel box should be. Okay? Let's say I want to put a border around this bad boy. If I put the number 4 in there, oh, that's a nice border. Let's say I put a 11 in there. Whoa, it gets thicker the higher you go. I'm going to put a 5. And I'm going to hit update. Ooh, much better. Border looks hot. I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to center align it. Looks good. You could even make this a link if someone clicked on it. If you had this house in one of your listings, you could click on the link, which will again create a unique URL. Copy that, come back to your blog post, highlight your picture, come to your link, put it in there. Open in the same window. Wallingford Craftsman. How cool would that be, right? To take them to the information about the home with more pictures and whatnot? Yes, we're leading the traffic to your site. The next way to insert a picture. We'll come up here, we'll put our cursor here, grab my tree icon, choose my file. I know it's on my desktop. Wally House 1, upload photo. There it is, the preview, looks good. Again, the description will be what the search engines identify my picture as. So it's a short sale property in Wallingford. And the title is what my readers will see if they hover their cursor across it. Now I'm going to go to my appearance. 500, I know that's way too big. I'm going to make this more like 250. Never make your photos more than 600 pixels. Our editor will allow you to do so, but it won't look good. It'll stretch out your blog post. It's just a mess. 600 is very, very large. So if you want like a big picture at the bottom or something, go for it, but never bigger than 600 pixels. The alignment, I'm going to want this on the right. This little preview will show you that my picture will appear on the right, all of my words on the left. Let's just see what that looks like. Okay, that looks okay. But see how the words are running right up to the photo? I want to create some white space in there and give it an invisible border, if you will. So I'm going to highlight my photo and come back to my tree icon, my appearance. That's what this vertical and horizontal space is. Let's say I want to put 15 in there and another 15 in there. You'll see that it creates that nice little space update. Perfect. And remember when I talked about this align full button? It's a little jagged. You know how newspapers and magazines have it aligned full? You can do that too, you guys. Highlight the words around it and click align full. You have that nice, sexy, straight line right there. Oops, I forgot to bold this. Bold. Looks good. This new button makes it super easy to insert and edit video. You used to have to grab the HTML embed code, no longer. So what I'm going to do is, since I'm an amazing listing agent, as you all are, I'm sure you've created a video about the home and uploaded it. So here's a video on YouTube. If you guys need help with any of this, how to upload a video to YouTube or how to get it in your blog post, we have member services that are there 9 to 5, Seattle time, Monday through Friday. Do not be shy. They are experts on this stuff. All you do is come up and grab this URL, copy, come back to your blog post. My cursor is where my video will be. I'll hit that. The type will auto-populate once you put in the YouTube video or whatever video file you put in there. Dimensions 425. It's a good size. You hit insert. It will always show this yellow box. Don't fret. That's just how this editor works. But you will see that it will, in fact, look like a video. Preview will let you see what your blog post is going to look like. See, there's the video. Just a kind of cool way to see. I always, always, always keep my visibility in draft and take a look at it and then come back in and make it public, just so I know it's up to my standards. Spell check. Please use spell check. It takes 10 seconds. Just hit this. Any misspelled words will pop up and we'll help you change those. And then the HTML. This is essentially what the blog post looks like from an HTML view. You don't need to know anything about this unless you're super techie. You want to add code into your blog post. That's how you would do it. So you would just hit the HTML. This is what your blog post looks like in the HTML. If you want to add code in here, if you're, if you're into that, go for it. Most of you probably won't use that. All right, so we have the word counter. We're at 585. I've got my autosave in here. God forbid my computer crashed or whatnot. Looking good. Now we get down to the magic. Tags. What's my blog post about? It's about Wallingford, Seattle. It's about short sales. And it's about Seattle real estate. I'm just breaking them up with a comma. Three tags is pretty good. Draft. I'm going to keep this in draft because I want to take a look at it before I make it live. You can post date your blog post now. This is pretty cool. You can say, I don't want this live until Saturday. So you can say, you could click this little box, publish this post as public on Saturday. And you could change the time down here. This is pretty cool. People like to blog every single day. And if they need to go on vacation, as we all do, they can still get their blog posts in simply by post dating them. Hyperlocal pages. We have the state, county, city, and neighborhood pages on ActiveRain. They get a lot of SEO. Google Analytics shows a lot of our consumer traffic comes to these pages. So don't miss out on that. If your blog post is specific to a certain area, post it here. This is Washington. Now let's say that it was about a new law in Washington. You could stop right here. Since it does cover all of Washington, it would stop on the Washington page. Let's say it's a new law in King County. You could stop right here. It would stop on the King County page. Or it's about Seattle short sales. Very broad, but again, you could stop there. Since this is about a specific neighborhood that many people search for, you want to get in front of your target audience, right? Wallingford. If your neighborhood's not listed here under the city, you could easily add it by clicking Add Neighborhood, add your community name, Ravens Ridge or whatever the community is, and drop a pin and hit Add Community. Anytime you then come in here, your new community will be there. ActiveRain Channels has a star by it. This is mandatory to upload a post. So this, you pick a channel. We have the professional channels. If you were to blog towards the members of ActiveRain or other real estate professionals. And then consumer channels. This is about home buying, and it is about foreclosures and short sales. You have to choose from the predetermined list. Groups. We have over 8,000 groups on ActiveRain. We have Keller Williams groups, and we have Just for Fun groups, and we have Bartender Make It a Double group. Lots of cool groups here on ActiveRain. Find some that pique your interest. Find some that maybe are affiliated with your brand or your geographical location, because it's a great way to build relationships. And anytime you write a blog post, you can put it in 5 groups, only 5. But it's a great way for other people to get a set of eyes on your blog post. Categories. What's this about? This is for consumers. This is about a listing. All you rainmakers out there have your own outside blog, your own URL. Simply by checking this box, you can go ahead and syndicate your content to that URL. So this blog post that appears here on ActiveRain will also appear on, Carrie Lil sells Seattle.com or whatever my URL is for my outside blog. It's just another way to get your content out there. And as that outside blog gains more and more posts, it will begin to rank, which will further push your competition off that front page. And that's what it's all about. Allow others to reblog this post. Heck yeah! If another member of ActiveRain finds this post beneficial and wants to reblog it, please do. They cannot change your title. They cannot change anything within your blog post. You get the credit for it. But they have to write a little synopsis at the top. Wow, look at short sales in Wallingford. They are really on the rise. Check out Carrie's post, whatever. Allow others to reblog it. That's a great, great thing to do. If you get content that is not written by yourself and you have permission to post it, you're going to want to check this box. It is against ActiveRain guidelines to post anything that is not your own, or that you do not have direct and proper authorization from the original author to do so. It's called copyright infringement, you guys. It's serious. Don't do it. Plus, the members of ActiveRain will call you out on it. If you think you're just getting a newsletter that it's okay to use, everyone else is getting that newsletter too. So don't do it. And you can disable comments on this post. Why would you want to do that? I don't know. Most people like comments. Keep in mind you're going to get the majority, if not all of the comments from the other members of ActiveRain. Consumers don't leave comments. Consumers come to your blog post, they click the link, and then they're on your website. They won't leave a comment. They'll contact you, or they'll call you. They won't, but the other members of AR will leave the comments. So I'm still in draft. If I come up here, my visibility is still in draft. No one can see this. I want to see what it looks like. Click Post a Blog Entry. Think of that as your Save button. I'm going to refresh this. I can see that it says draft right here. So I can check it out and make sure that it looks good and it's how I want it to be. Then to make it public, I just come in and hit Edit, or if I wanted to change anything, and then I come down to Visibility, hit Public, and hit Post Blog Entry. That's it. Very easy to do. Here are your social media icons. If you want to get this post on your Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn, or Twitter, you simply can click these social media icon buttons to do so. That's it. Writing a blog post, having the information in it is super important, but the content needs to be good too. The layout is ultra important. So you can have the best content in there, but if the layout is poor, you're not going to get the readers. You're not going to get the clicks. You're not going to get the views. So let me show you something real quick as well. Oh man, I write all these posts. What am I doing? No one's clicking on them. No, my phone's not ringing. If you go to this traffic button right here, you can see how many people have read your posts. Okay? This one had 8 comments, but it had 79 clicks. Views mean that your blog post came up on a page, but somebody didn't necessarily click on it. Clicks mean they clicked on it and they read it. So check your traffic stats. Don't get discouraged. Your profile. See how many times your profile has been viewed. This is really cool stuff. If you ever need help with anything, don't be shy. Down here you'll see Contact ActiveRain. Give us a ring. We're in Seattle, 9 to 5, or insert a ticket. They should get back to you within 24 hours, if not immediately. All right, that's all I have for you. Thank you so very much for joining me with How to Write a Blog Post. I can't wait to see your beautiful work and watch your success grow. Let it rain, you guys.